Emma woke up to a quiet room. The sun was shining through the window, but her heart felt heavy. She sat on the edge of her bed and looked at her phone. No message, no call, nothing. She waited all night, hoping Tom would say something, anything, but there was only silence. Her hands were cold and her eyes were tired from crying. She whispered to herself, "He left me behind." The words felt sharp, like broken glass. She couldn't believe it was real. Every morning before this, Emma used to wake up smiling. Tom would send a good morning text. He always said, "Good morning, beautiful." But today her phone was quiet. Not even a single emoji. Evil up, she opened their old messages. She scrolled through sweet texts, jokes, and "I love you" notes. It felt like reading a story from another life. She wished she could go back, just one more moment with him. They had met at college. Tom was funny and full of life. He made her laugh on her worst days. He would hold her hand and say, "I'll never let you go." She believed him. They made plans together. They talked about the future. A small house, a dog, maybe 2 kids. Emma believed in that dream. She believed in him. But slowly, Tom changed. He stopped calling. He replied, late. His voice lost its warmth. One evening, Emma asked, "Is something wrong?" He smiled and said, "No, everything's fine." But her heart knew the truth. Something was different. She felt him slipping away, like sand falling through her fingers. She tried to hold on, but he was already letting go. Emma cried in her room that night. She hugged her pillow and whispered, "Please don't leave me." But she felt alone. Her messages were left unread. Her calls were missed. Days passed. Then a week. Then 2. And still, nothing. Not a goodbye. Not a reason. Just silence. She opened social media one morning and saw a photo. Tom was smiling, but not with her. He was with another girl. They looked happy. She stared at the screen. Frozen. Her heart broke all over again. She turned off her phone and screamed, "Why, Tom? Why did you leave me like this?" She fell to the floor and sobbed. Emma stopped eating properly. She stopped laughing. Her room became dark, her mind full of pain. Every corner of the house reminded her of Tom. The coffee mug he gave her, the sweater he left behind, the book they read together. Everything spoke of memories, and every memory hurt. Her friend Anna came to visit. She brought flowers and food. She hugged Emma tightly and said, "You don't deserve this pain." Emma cried in Anna's arms and said, "But I loved him." Anna replied, "And you still love you. Don't forget that." Emma nodded slowly. She didn't believe it yet, but she wanted to. Days turned into weeks. Days turned into weeks. Emma started going on walks. She sat on the park bench where she and Tom once talked for hours. The wind touched her face gently. A little boy ran past her and smiled. A woman with a dog waved. "Hello?" Slowly, the world around her started feeling alive again. She joined a painting class at a small community center. At first, her paintings were dark, full of gray and black. But then, little by little, colors returned. She painted flowers. She painted skies. She painted a girl standing in the sunlight. That girl was her, stronger, quieter, but healing. One afternoon, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Tom, just one line. "Hey Emma, how are you?" Her hands shook. Her heart skipped a beat. She stared at the screen for a long time. She thought about replying. But then she remembered the pain. She remembered the nights she cried alone. She deleted the message. No reply, no regret. Emma looked in the mirror that night. She saw a different girl now. Not broken, not weak. Just someone who survived. She touched her heart and said, "I'm still here. I'm still me." And that was enough. She no longer needed his love to feel whole. She had her own. She started smiling more. She met new people at a cafe. She met Jake. He was kind. He talked gently. He didn't rush her. He didn't try to fix her. He just listened, and she liked that. They talked about books, music, coffee, and childhood dreams. For the first time in months, Emma laughed freely. Jake became a good friend. They walked in the park together. They talked on the phone. He never made her feel small. He said, "You have a strong heart, Emma," and she believed him. Not because he said it, but because she felt it. She knew now that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means growing. One evening, she wrote a letter to herself. She said, "Dear Emma, you were hurt, but you didn't give up. He left you, but you found yourself. I'm proud of you." She folded the letter and placed it in her journal. She smiled, wiped a happy tear, and whispered, "I made it through." Months passed. Emma didn't think of Tom anymore. When she did, it didn't hurt. He became just a chapter in her story. Not the ending, just one part. She had new pages now, full of light, hope, and quiet joy. Jake asked her out one evening. "Not as a friend," he said. Emma smiled. She didn't rush, but she said, "Okay, let's try." They walked under the stars, holding hands. It felt calm. It felt right, not like fireworks, but like peace. And sometimes, peace is better than anything else. Emma's life didn't become perfect. She still had quiet moments, but she also had strength. She had love, her own love. She had dreams again. She was living fully. Honestly, she went back to college. She started studying again. She wore bright clothes and walked with confidence. People noticed the change. Anna said, "You're glowing." Emma replied, "I feel free." One Sunday, she stood in front of her old park bench, the one where she once cried. She placed a small flower there and smiled. "Thank you for the lessons," she whispered. "I'm not that girl anymore." She walked away from the bench, not looking back, because the best part of the story was still waiting. Ahead, in her future, where she was no longer waiting for someone to love her. She already did. Final words. Thank you for reading this story. It used daily life sentences, short lines, and real emotions to help you learn English. If someone left you, remember this.
You are still you. You are strong. You can speak.